Okay, welcome to the Real Estate Freedom Podcast, where we talk about everything real estate and how you gain freedom. Today, I have a special guest, Mr. Rickey Jones. He's going to introduce himself and talk about what he does.
Well, happy to be here, Marion, with you guys. My name is Rickey Jones, as she already stated. I'm with MRJ Homes, and we offer remodeling services, interior design, as well as smart home technology. We just originally, got the name going and signed up and all that good stuff, and got the license and the insurance, of course, which is very important.
Very, yes.
So we just recently got that, but we've been doing it for about a year or so,
Okay.
a little bit over a year. Especially with the smart home side of it
Right.
and interior design with my wife.
Okay. Because I know y'all did y'all's home.
Yes,
And
we
you,
did.
And you documented the journey. So tell me about that journey and how did y'all even come up with the concept and where was it inspired from?
Well, I watch a lot of YouTube.
Okay.
I'll just say that. And even before, I've lived, the first house I had was built,
Okay.
of course. And that process, I was kind of involved with it, but not fully involved.
Right.
And so the second home, Maria and I decided we're going to document the journey, not just for ourselves, but for other people that are considering building homes.
Right.
And so, she does a lot of HGTV, and she's always on the internet, Instagram, whatever the case is, looking at interior design stuff. And we were able to get with some friends that are actually builders. One of them is a builder. The other one is a home improvement contractor, but we were able to get with them, and they gave us free reign to do whatever we wanted to do.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, free reign. So Marie, she got busy right away. We traveled to different states looking at home designs, actually going to
wow.
physical homes to try to see what we wanted to do,
Right.
what we wanted to put together for ourselves. And so we saw a home in Texas. If you see our home, you
Right.
wouldn't think it's standard Louisiana home.
I sure didn't. 'Cause
Yeah.
people kept asking me, like, oh, did you see the Joneses and how y'all were documenting it? And I was like, I don't know if they're in Shreveport or not. They kept asking, where's the home? I was like, it can't be in Shreveport, but it just looks so beautiful and just so high end, not typical for this area.
Right, yeah, right. So we went to Texas a lot. We traveled to Dallas a lot for a lot of different things. And so, got a chance to drive through some neighborhoods and see some really nice homes that captured our attention. And, me being on YouTube all the time, I saw that as well. And most of those homes that was like really attractive to me, they were in Texas.
Right.
And so, we started gathering pictures, and we met with the draftsman. We told him my vision, showed him some pictures, and came back a week later. He had drawn it just like I wanted it.
Oh, wow.
There were a few adjustments here and there. And then Maria and we decided, hey, let's document this. Let's capture every moment, every section of home building that we possibly can. So we'll have the record of what we did,
Right.
The journey we went through, but we'll also be able to help others. And I believe it has really helped a lot of people because I've had so many people calling,
Oh, yeah.
so many people emailing me, Facebook, whatever the case is, tell us about your journey. Matter of fact, 2 days ago, I had a guy that I really didn't know. He called me. He found my number somewhere and said he saw us on YouTube.
Oh, wow.
And so he wanted to sit down and have a conversation about their home building process. And so now he's going to hire, us as like maybe, interior design, just kind of lead the way for them.
Right. Consulting.
Yeah. So
okay.
on the consulting side of things, we're going to be from point A to point Z with him.
Oh, that's awesome.
And it's all because we decided to document our process, and we were very open. We kind of shared some information that most people probably wouldn't share.
Right.
And so I think that was more beneficial because we were able to relate to the everyday Joe.
Exactly.
Yeah. And so now I decided to go a little bit further and do the MRJ homes because, like I said, I've been getting so many calls. I've got friends that built houses, associates that's built houses, and they would always call me. So I did all of the wiring for smart home stuff. A lot of them got automated houses now that you would normally outsource to a company and end up paying a bunch of money to get it done. I'm not cheap, but I'm cost efficient as well.
Right.
And so I started getting a lot of those calls. People were seeing what I did with my own home, and they wanted the same kind of style. And then the same thing with Marie. A lot of people saw how she put everything together. I can't take credit for
Right. The design and
the design aspect
decoration.
of it. I can't take credit for that.
Right.
I was the guy that was there every single day trying to make sure things were lining up appropriately.
Right.
But she is the brain behind the whole interior design. Everything she picked. I mean, all the way from the colors to the
yes.
countertops, the flooring, backsplash,
Everything was just
soap
beautiful.
boxes, everything you could think of.
Right.
That was all Marie. So, and I was just the guy to say, okay, yeah, sure.
Happy wife, happy life.
Right.
That's good though. I mean, because I just love y'all's journey. And the reason why I love it is because y'all make everything seem so simple and attainable.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I've been doing some real estate investing for a while now and talking to different contractors, remodelers, and everybody tries to make it so technical.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so technical, sometimes you just get disinterested and
Right.
you're just like, whatever, however you want to do it, go ahead and do it. And it always seems like, it was a gap in communication. Mm-hmm. Whenever we were trying to get our ideas across to someone who was flipping a house for us versus what they wanted to do. And nobody could come to like a median. Right. But whenever I watched you and Marie, it was like y'all made it so plain and simple. And it's like y'all are the mediators between the builder and the customer.
Yeah.
And I think that's really needed, especially now, because a lot of people want their dream home or want their dream space, but they can't communicate effectively with the contractor.
Right.
So how did y'all do it? I don't even know how to even ask. Like, how can you communicate with a builder?
Well, for me, I do a lot of, YouTubing. I do a lot of reading. And so I understand the language.
Right.
I understand the language, but on the consumer or customer side, I also understand that you have to be relatable.
Okay.
And sometimes, even talking to contractors and watching how they deal with their clients, I've noticed that, it's almost like they speak over your head.
Yeah.
And so I guess the other benefit or the other side to that is I am an IT guy.
Okay.
And so, I have to deal with about 5,000 to 6,000 people almost on a regular basis, and they call me for every and anything. And so I know my level of expertise when it comes to IT, but the people that I have to talk to, they're not on the same level as me. So I know how to make things relatable so they understand.
Right.
And that's what a plain and simple, the simplicity of having that conversation about something technical becomes something understandable.
Right.
So that's my whole deal. And it's been a blessing to me to be in the IT space with dealing with so many people on so many levels. Some are technical, a lot are not. So in order to get my point across, I have to make sure that I'm translating this technical stuff to their layman's term.
Right.
And so that's the same approach I've taken on the contracting side. You can talk about 2x4s and seals and all that kind of stuff.
Lumber packages.
All that
other stuff.
A lot of people don't understand that.
Right.
So I make it simple for them. So they, at the end of the day, when they see something, they'll be like, oh, you know what? That's what he was telling me about.
Yes.
It's relatable now when you actually see it happen, take place. And so that's another reason for the YouTube. Like I said, we wanted to make sure we documented the process and make it so plain that, anybody could watch that and go through the process of building a house.
Right. And is it still up on YouTube?
It's still up.
Okay, and where can people find it?
It's on the building, what is it? I think it's building a smart home on a smart budget.
Okay.
Yep, that's the name of it. So if you look that up, building a smart home on a smart budget, our videos will pop up.
Okay, and we'll make sure we put the link in the show notes too.
Okay, yeah.
So, because it's a beautiful process. Like I said,
is.
just start to finish, everything is just so beautiful.
Yeah, we talk about even, the whole banking side of things with the one-time close versus the traditional construction loan.
Right.
We talk about all of that stuff. So we try to make sure you understand, you know, we kind of talked about credit a little,
Okay.
you know, so we hit every area.
Right.
Every area that I know is going to come up for questioning with somebody that's interested in the process. So we tried to make sure we nailed every area, you know, what to expect. Make sure you got some extra money in the bank, because what you have on paper and what the contractor is presenting, you know, you're going to get to a point in the process where you will need to spend some additional money.
Right.
That's not on paper.
Yes.
And so, you know, we talked about that kind of stuff to be prepared, because you just can't start building a house and, you know, think what the bank has given you, that's it. That's not the case. You'll always run into something or some kind of got you that's going to cost you.
Right.
And I know with us, you know, we added a pool to the house, and you know, I was thinking, okay, we'll do a pool. You know, we already got the plumber; he'll just plumb everything. So that was a no. You know, they said we need $1,500 to do this.
Oh wow!
And that had nothing to do with the bank contract.
Exactly.
So
that was
you know,
extras.
just small stuff like that you have to be aware of.
Right.
It's going to come up, and like I said, the YouTube we tried to make it plain and simple, so you would understand the process, but you would also be prepared for the unseen stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh wow! But like I said, y'all documented it so well. So I guess that's why, like you said, people just connected to it. So now y'all are transitioning over into consulting. So talk more about where y'all are transitioning to, and who you will service and how you will service them.
Yeah. So we've like I said earlier, you know, the MRJ Homes. We you know, I decided to get my license to do home improvement.
Okay.
Which I'm going to do for about a year under that license, and then I'll get my general contractor's license. Okay. But as of now, the concentration is it's going to be the consulting piece of it for those that want to build a new home. Okay. You know, we can walk you through every step of it. And then there's the interior design portion of it that Marie is responsible for. And, you know, she'll walk you through. She's putting mood boards together for people. You know, all of that kind of stuff. She meets with you. She comes on site, you know, to try to see your vision and then put something together that works well for you and your family, because everybody doesn't have the same taste, of course. And so she's versatile in that aspect of it. And then the third piece of it, of course, is the smart technology. As I mentioned, we're trying to make homes smart. We're trying to make sure you future-proof your home.
Okay.
You know, we got to make sure you future-proof your home, because, you know, you being a realtor, you know, the more bells and whistles you have, the easier it is to sell a home.
Right.
You know, so we're trying to put that piece together and make sure people understand the importance of future-proofing your home.
Okay. And what does that mean because I know what it means as a realtor. Of course, I could sell it. It looks nice to say, oh, it's a smart home. It's just catchy. But as a consumer, what do they get out of having a smart home? So
the first thing is your home becomes energy efficient.
Okay.
That translates to dollars.
Right.
Which means you save money on your utility bills, because, you know, sometimes we'll leave home and forget to turn the light off. Mm-hmm. Stuff as simple as automating your lights to cut off at a certain time every day saves you money. You know, because that light is not burning. Even your oven, if you to make your life easier, if you get off work at 5 o'clock and you know you got to run home and cook, you can turn your oven on. You know, on your way to the house, it'll already be at 3:50.
That would be so awesome.
Yeah,
man, that would be so awesome.
You know, it already be set, so it really makes your life easier. Yeah. The small things you never think about when it comes to, you know, your lighting, your, you know, air conditioning system, which is another big one.
Yeah.
So there's no sense in burning your AC when you're not home.
Right.
So, but if you leave home and forget to actually adjust the thermostat, then for sure you're going to see a couple of dollar difference on your bills.
I'm thinking about it now, how I just rushed from the house and I probably just left on everything and it's just running.
Yeah, so, you know, we automate all of that kind of stuff. Yeah. I call it automating your life. So a lot of things you don't have to do anymore, like for most of my clients are always at night. It's a safety aspect as well. So at night, a certain time your outdoor lights come on, and they may go off at 10 o'clock. But if you're out somewhere and you come home 11 o'clock, you want the lights to come on outside so you can see what's going on around you.
Right.
And so that can be automated.
Okay.
So like for me, if I pull in my neighborhood, as soon as I pull in the gate, the lights come on. If it's after 11 o'clock at night, the lights are going to come on. So I know I can see anything that's going on outside. It's a safety aspect when it comes to smart homes as well. So you got the energy efficiency,
Right.
Just automating your life, and then the safety aspect of it. You got the cameras, the doorbells, all of that kind of stuff. So, people are now stealing packages, so you can capture that on camera if you got it set up properly.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and you'll be able to provide that info to the police to try to stop it. And then it deters the criminal as well. If they see a camera sticking up, he's not coming.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, he's not coming. So it's not just to say I can turn my lights on and off.
Right.
It affects every area of your life.
Yeah.
From your finances all the way down to your safety.
Right.
Yeah.
And that makes sense. And as we move more into the future, it's more important to be savvy and have these things accessible to you, especially the older you get to. Because I think about my older clients and how sometimes they're here alone, and not like alone per se, but like they might have family members out of state or something like that, and they have to really care for themselves. So if they had something that was easier and functional for them to be able to turn off the lights or turn on the lights, have cameras, I think it would make them feel safer. Yeah. So that would be a big aspect.
Yeah, it definitely is for the older generation. If they're older, they get in bed or, and forget to turn the light off, you can just really tell Alexa to turn the light off.
Right.
And you don't have to worry about getting up. Or, like I said, if somebody comes to your front door at a certain time at night, an older person, they'll be nervous to get up and go see what's going on. But if the lights come on and you got a little doorbell camera that's recording people, then that's going to deter them, and, they're safe at that point.
Right.
They don't have to worry about their safety because, this automation took care of it for them.
Right. No, that makes sense. Well, let me ask this. Have you had any opposition here in the South with, like, technology and moving towards, like, smart homes or anything like that?
No, not really opposition, but I have, I did consult with a few builders, well, not builders, but consumers that were building homes, and they just didn't understand the importance of it.
Okay.
And so they went without doing anything. And so, later on down the line, they decide to sell, because everything's moving to tech.
It is.
Everything.
Yeah, it is.
And so, not future-proofing your house, it's not going to, stop you from selling the home, but at the same rate, you might have a little bit more resistance.
Right.
From, potential buyers.
Yeah, because they're competing against other homes that are smart.
Yes.
And then theirs isn't smart, so you're going to have to, it's going to be a discount.
Yeah.
Your home is going to be discounted for sure.
It'll definitely be a discount. And then, the other side to that is you see this smart house that can do all of this stuff, and then yours it's not, I wouldn't say dumb.
It's a dumb house. Your house is a dumb house.
But, a lot of people will go and try to do it after the fact, and then it costs you more money.
Yeah.
But, I always try to encourage people, if you're in the building process, while your walls are open, do everything you need to do, whether you use it or not.
Yeah, that makes sense.
There.
Yeah.
It's there. Even with the TVs, all the TVs you get now are smart. And so what I've been doing is just wiring TVs to plug directly to the internet versus, Wi-Fi.
Oh, really?
Wi-Fi is good, but Wi-Fi is not as reliable as being hardwired.
Oh.
All of that stuff we talk about. We talk about every aspect, every turn when it comes to, building a home. And so that's why it's very important to talk to somebody like myself and my wife when you're going through the process, because a builder won't be able to explain that in terms that you understand.
Right.
So that's why it's very important to do that.
And it makes sense. That makes a whole lot of sense. Now I'm thinking about my house. I'm thinking about how dumb my house is.
And then I guess the blessing of that whole process that we documented in the YouTube stuff, just how we promote on social media and all that kind of stuff, has been a real blessing. I was telling, Tremaine, that as soon as I announced that I got my license, I had 7 inquiries.
Yeah.
I mean, like the next day, I woke up to an inbox with 7 inquiries.
Yeah.
And so people wanting roofs, and it's not just because they couldn't find anybody, it's because they can relate to what we've put out there.
Right. And I was trying to I was trying to find words to say it without sounding like whatever. But honestly, I look at builders, and I love my builders. I love them. But they're kind of like, sometimes like artists, if you ever work with an artist. And an artist, sometimes they can't really articulate their vision. They can only do their vision.
Right.
And if you try to insert yourself inside of what they already put in their head, they get a little bit offended. And they even though it may be my home, it's their work.
Right.
And so I can't insert my work into their work, and then it's a conflict. And of course, somebody has to bend. I don't know how to build anything, so I'm going to be the consumer is the one that's bending.
Right.
But whenever you look at y'all's journey, y'all make it like, oh, it feels so good now. Now I can talk to somebody and they understand what I'm saying. Like, I'm not saying that I want it to be cheap. I'm just saying, is there another cost-efficient way without you having to, compromise your work? I'm not asking you to compromise on your labor. I'm just asking, is there another way to do this material? And so it felt, for me, I felt like I could come to you and Marie and talk to you guys more about that.
So can we put a pin there?
Yeah.
So a prime example of that was when we were going through the process, the lighting. I don't know if you've ever seen the lighting in our house. It's really nice.
It is.
The lighting was chosen by us. The builder, he's nice, and he just gave us his account information to go to the lighting people that he normally would use.
Right.
And so the same style of lighting that we have in our house, because we did our homework and we found it in other places, we were able to save about $5,000 on lighting alone.
Wow.
And then it came out better.
Yeah.
So, like we have that really nice rustic looking big light in the living room area. And so that light here in town was $1,500. And I don't mind telling you, I paid $700 for that light.
Wow.
Brand new.
Yes.
Just from a different company.
Oh, and see, I can feel that vibe from y'all. I was like, this stuff it's still nice. However, I know I could save money if I could just talk to you. And trying to explain it to a builder who is passionate about building, it is like almost talking to a brick wall.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so for y'all to be like, I know everybody was like, oh, thank God. We could call them now and they could help us.
Yep. And like I said, we are licensed and, insured. So that was the critical piece.
Right.
I didn't want to just get out there and start offering a service just based off a name.
Right.
And so I told my wife, I said, we got to do it the proper way. I'm going to get my license. We're going to make sure we've got the insurance, of course, just to cover. Because that provides a sense of comfort for the homeowner.
Of course, yes.
If this guy's on my property doing work, I know he's licensed. If there was an issue, I know he's insured. So, he'd be able to take care of whatever the issue was.
Right.
And so I wanted to make sure, because I see, I see a lot of people that do like the, home improvement stuff. But then when you look them up on LA Contractors, there's no license available.
Right.
So, at that point, you're really taking a chance. Now, they might have a better price, but at the same rate, if something goes left, then they can't cover for it.
Right.
And so I think that's a critical piece, not just to say you can do it, but to make sure it's lined up properly on the business side of it. And that's what we wanted to do, and we wanted to make that available. And like I said, I got 7 inquiries. Yesterday I visited some people. I got to visit some people today. It's been a real blessing, but I think, again, it's all because we decided to share a realistic journey.
Right.
It was real. It was relatable. So.
No, I agree. So let me ask this, because I know y'all have a lot going on. I know the business is gonna blow up, but where do you see yourselves in the next 5 years?
Um, I really believe, and we wrote it down. We prayed about it, all of that stuff. I really believe that we're going to reach some levels that have never been reached, and not just in this area.
Right.
Because the plan is not just for Louisiana, but we're going to Texas as well.
Yes.
And so I've already been trying to make contact. I got some people in Texas that we did weddings and stuff for, created a relationship and kind of kept in touch with them. And so we're trying to build a portfolio in Texas as well. And so I can see in the next 5 years us building an entire neighborhood.
Oh, that's gonna be awesome.
Yeah. So, and then it's not, a lot of contractors, which is, normal because that's how they make money. They go after the high end. You got to be spending. Matter of fact, when we were building our house, the first contractor I talked to told me that if I wasn't spending this amount of money, then he wasn't going to touch it. So you run into that, which means those first-time homeowners, they don't have the option to build.
Right.
Because all the builders are looking for people that are spending $300,000 and $400,000 and $500,000.
Yes.
My goal is to build a neighborhood that your average Joe can apply and be approved for. Get a brand new home without having to pay more than $200,000 for it.
That's awesome.
That's the goal.
Yeah.
And not just an inexpensive home, but my plan is to set it up as if you're staying in Lakeside on Long Lake.
Yes.
You'll have you've got a gate, you got a guard at the gate. Even though the house is only, $180,000,
Right.
you still have a gate that's got a guard. You got to have a sticker on your car to get in there, that kind of stuff.
Oh, that's gonna
But
be
it's
awesome.
not through the roof.
Right.
You don't have to pay $400,000 and $500,000 to be in that kind of area.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, so that's the goal within the next 5 years to do that. And I believe it's going to happen because, like I said, day one, we got a bunch of inquiries, and I'm constantly getting people calling me.
Oh yeah. No, I know it's gonna happen. Like I said, I knew when y'all were documenting it and how cost efficient y'all were, but still nice, that y'all were on to something.
Yeah.
Like you could think outside of that box, that builder box. So I know that y'all are gonna absolutely make it happen.
Yeah.
And I hope y'all stick around Shreveport long enough so we can revitalize the area.
Yeah, that's the goal. I'm not looking to do the neighborhood in another state. I'm looking to do it where I grew up.
Okay, perfect.
In Shreveport.
Yes.
Because there's a need for it.
Oh,
there
yeah.
really is.
We have a housing crisis right now.
Yeah.
It's a terrible housing crisis. And I hate to always sound like the sky is falling. However, I can see the writing on the wall, and we need people that are innovative, that can think of ways that we could build and restore the properties we already have, so people could afford the homes to get in, and the city could look nice and beautiful. Like, we need that. We need the beautification all the way around.
And see, that's where we're different because, with us, even now for an existing home, if you do a whole home remodel or renovation, you get the smart piece to it. I'm adding at no cost to you. You get Marie that's going to help with interior design, but I'm going to throw the smart piece in there just because you decided to do a whole home remodel. So we can take the homes that are, in bad shape or not so expensive and make them elegant. Make them elegant, make them next level, make them innovative, so you're future-proofing an old house.
Right.
So that is my goal. That's how I'm different. That's how I believe I'm different from any other contractor around here.
Oh, yeah.
My goal is not to just remodel a house and make it nice. My goal is to remodel that house, future-proof it, give you interior design all in one package.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And I know y'all going to do it. And I'm definitely gonna be working with y'all real soon.
Oh yeah,
real soon.
yeah. I believe it. So we've had the conversation, before now
Yes.
about it, and so getting those licenses just put me in the ball game.
Right.
Like I say, we are different. You're not just going to get a remodel,
Right.
and that's it.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
I know. That's why I say it's gonna be awesome. So tell people how they can follow you guys, where they can find you, how they can reach out.
So Facebook, MRJ Homes.
Okay.
Our website is mrjhomedesign.com. And so if you go there, you'll see everything we have to offer. And our Instagram is mrj.homes.
Okay.
So Marie will be posting a lot of interior design work because she's working with some new builds right now that she's doing interior design for. So she'll be posting a lot of that work. You'll get a chance to see some of our old work. We did a kitchen here recently. I'm going to post that on Facebook, all that kind of stuff. So you'll get a chance to see our work firsthand. We've got a lot of followers already on Facebook. It's growing. The page is growing every day. And so I would encourage you, if you want to see what we do, follow our journey, be a part of this whole 5-year plan to build the neighborhood. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and our website.
Oh, that's awesome. Y'all are going to be like our Chip and Joanne games. I'm excited. Okay. Well, thank you. I appreciate you for coming today. I really do.
Oh, no problem. It was a pleasure being here with you.
Thank you. So y'all heard it yourselves. You know where to go. Go out, look for some real estate freedom because we are changing lives and you can change yours too through real estate.